Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to start the vlog for the second half of November, and I thought the best way to start it is by telling you which books I'm reading right now. So on audio, I'm listening to Foxglove by Adalyn. I am now pretty much 50% through the book and I'm quite enjoying this one. I wasn't really sure whether I wanted to read the sequel to Belladonna, but it is working out quite well right now. I just was in the mood, and I think if you're in the mood, just pick up the book, you know? In this one, we are following a girl called Signa, and since this is the second book in this duology, I can't really tell you about the plot, but we have a situation where the love interest is Death, and then in the first book it was kind of a murder mystery situation where Signa was trying to figure out who was poisoning her cousin, and in this one we also have a murder investigation, even though I feel like it is more on the sidelines than in the first book, but that might also be because I don't remember the first book correctly, so don't expect too much investigating, but yeah, I am enjoying it. I think that Signa is quite the fascinating character, and we're learning even more about her powers in this one. Then my physical read is White is for Witching by Helen Oyeyemi. I have only just started this and I don't really know what this one is about, so I can't really tell you anything about it yet, but I will do a complete reading vlog for this because this is one of the authors I wanted to try this year, and I do separate reading vlogs for those. And then lastly, I'm buddy reading this graphic novel with a friend who gifted it to me. This is Quiet Girl in a Noisy World, an Introvert's Story by Debbie Tung. And this one is an autobiographical graphic novel from this author talking about her uni years and then later on like getting into the adult life as an introvert. So far, I really like the art style, but I haven't really connected with the story yet. I'm only 40 pages in, so there's quite a bit to go with this one. So now you know what to expect from this vlog, and I'll let you know when something interesting happens. So today is the 20th of November and I do have a couple of updates. I did finish 2 books over the weekend, which I'm very much excited about. The first book I finished is White is for Witching by Helen Oyeyemi. And when you see this vlog, my separate reading vlog for this book will probably be up already, so you can go and check it out for my full thoughts. But I gave it 4 stars. I think it's a very interesting book, very unique writing style, and yeah, I enjoyed myself reading this. I definitely want to read more by Helen Oyeyemi because I think just reading more of her works will probably help me understand them a little bit better. I know that these kinds of like very open to interpretation books are not for everyone and they don't always work for me, but this one was interesting enough for me to enjoy it even though we don't really get any answers. And then the other book I finished was my audiobook Foxglove by Adalyn Grace. I also gave that one 4 stars. It could not be more different from White is for Witching, but I really enjoyed it a whole lot. I think I liked it just as much as I liked the first book, even though it is quite different. We do get a new perspective in this book, and we do have like a different kind of villain situation and also a different kind of a mystery. I did like that with this mystery you can definitely guess along, and I did guess some of the things that actually happened in the end, but I was still wrong with my guess who the murderer was. But oh well, or maybe I wasn't. I don't know, I had like several guesses and my first guess was kind of correct, but not really. But then my second guess was way off. So yeah, I had fun with this book. I think if you like kind of still YA leaning, but kind of older books, because I feel like this is not really YA. There are some quite spicy scenes. They're not in detail, but like these characters are having a good time together, let's just say that. And so I wouldn't say this is for like a younger YA audience, but more for like 18 plus people probably, or at least 16 plus. But yeah, I like this. I think I will read the next book Adalyn Grace puts out. With this one also, it kind of leaves the door open for a third book, but with a different main character. So we could possibly get a third book following someone else, and I wouldn't be mad about that. What I also liked about this book is the look at female friendship that we get in here, and then also just this question of, you know, family, love, friendship. What's the most important to you? Who are the people you want to protect? Can you actually protect them from an evil entity like we have in this book? And yeah, I liked it. I had fun with it. I would recommend if you like these kind of darker, like gothic-y, romancy YA books. And so now I started my next audiobook, which is Warrior Girl Unearthed by, now I want to say Adalyn, that's not right, Angeline Boulley. And I am very excited to read this one. This is kind of a sequel to her first book. Can you imagine that I don't remember the name of the first book? It's kind of a sequel to that, but we've moved on to the next generation, and this book already made me cry this morning, because this book deals with the fact that a lot of universities and museums all over the white world still hold a lot of human remains that are of people of color, and in this case especially indigenous people. And so yeah, this is a topic that is just so horrifying to me. Whenever I think about it, I start crying. But yeah, that's what this book is about. It is kind of a thriller, kind of a heist story, because I think our main character is trying to steal the remains of the warrior girl. So we'll see. I'm very excited about this. This could easily be another 5-star read, as the first book was for me. So fingers crossed, I really like this one. And then for my physical read, we made it to the last book of this Athena Club series, The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl. I just started this last night. It does definitely continue on in the same tone as the other books, so I'm happy to now finish that series. There will be a complete vlog of the whole series, so I'm not gonna mention it here too much. But yeah, I hope you have a good day, and I will update you when something interesting happens. So last night I got a package, and in it was this beautiful self-made advent calendar that my best friend's mom made for me. Look at it. Isn't that so precious? And you can open it up. And then you have all these little things inside. Not gonna lie, I almost cried when I opened this.
This is not a time I usually get out of bed.
So today is the 26th of November, and it is the day where I will decorate for Christmas. Now, I do look a little bit like shit because yesterday I had a very bad pain flare up, one of the worst I've had. And so, yeah, yesterday was just not a day. Yeah, we're gonna decorate. I don't really have reading updates because last week was just so busy that I did not do any reading. Like, I'm still in the first quarter of the Sinister mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl, but I did listen to my audiobook. I am about 3/4 of the way through Warrior Girl Unearthed, and I'm really enjoying this one. I don't know if I like it just as much as the first book, Firekeeper's Daughter, but I have a good time listening to it. I'm definitely very engaged, and I'm intrigued to see how it ends, because now in this last quarter we're getting into the actual heist bit of the story, so you could say there is quite a lot of build-up, but I think it is also very necessary and sets the scene quite well. But now they're actually doing the planning, so we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you know what I think about it when I'm done. We are back in home office land. As you can see, someone's very protective.
seems like the Goodreads Choice Awards are going into the final round. So let's see if there's any books left that I've read. Okay, Yellowface is still there, so I'm gonna vote for that again. I hadn't read any of the historical fiction, even though I'm interested in quite a few of them. I'm still really interested in this one just because of the cover and because it's a kitty. So I also hadn't read any of the thrillers or the romance books. That's very unsurprising. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we all know who will win Romantasy. Okay, this is the interesting bit. So, Amina made it. Interesting. I did not think that this book would last very long. Interesting. I'm really intrigued to see who wins this. I would imagine maybe Tress, probably Fragile Threads, maybe Bookshops, but then I never quite know how fierce the Cassandra Clare fans will be with a non-Shadowhunter book. I don't know. We'll see. I'm never good with predictions. So, science fiction, I also had not read any of these, but I really want to read this one as well. And obviously, Murderbot, I need to continue. But horror is going to be interesting now. Oh, Grady Hendrix made it. Okay. So, I think I will vote for him again, since I haven't read any more since the last time, and I did really like A House with Good Bones, but for the horror category I just liked Grady Hendrix better. Okay, and then for this one I had voted for Foxglove, and it is also still there, so I'm gonna vote for that again. And in this one I'm pretty sure I voted for Warrior Girl Unearthed. I just finished it today. 5 stars, really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna vote for that one again. And I think that was all the ones where I could vote. I should really read more new releases. Oh, I just realized that one of the books I voted for didn't make it. Which is sad because I hadn't read it yet, but it was one of my most anticipated books. So that's kind of sad. It was the new... Oh, I have a migraine, I don't remember. But I think it was in the thriller category. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm really intrigued to see who wins the fantasy category and also the horror category. So we'll see. I guess we'll all know in December.
So today is the 29th of November. We do have a little explorer who is checking out all of the Christmas decorations I put up. I haven't been feeling well for the last couple of days, which is very unfortunate because that also means I haven't read. And I do have like such big plans, reading plans for the end of the year. And somehow I'm failing miserably right now. But we're almost at the end of November now, which is so crazy to me. And I have finished a book yesterday, so I quickly wanted to mention it. I finished Warrior Girl Unearthed by Angeline Boulley yesterday, and I really enjoyed it. I still think that I liked the first one a little bit better, but I decided to give this one 5 stars as well. And I just really liked it. I liked the main character. I liked that we get to see a lot of like the conflict that is happening with the repatriation of remains that were stolen from Native American communities. We get definitely a deep dive into that, but then we also pick up the theme of missing girls, missing Indigenous girls, and I just liked the way that the story was playing out. This is kind of put up as a heist story, but there's definitely much more to it. And I was really intrigued to see how it would wrap up in the end, because there is definitely a lot of like gray areas there. And I think that the story found a great ending that kind of, I don't know, it just made sense to me. I just really liked it. And I feel like I should have reread the first book before going into this one, because even though we are much later, so we have jumped ahead in time very much, there's still a lot of the characters from the first book, and I just didn't remember all of their names and the intricacies of their stories anymore. So yeah, whenever, hopefully there might be a third book set in this kind of world, I will reread them because yeah, I just want to get even more out of this, and that was a little bit sad. So if you are still debating picking this one up, I would definitely recommend just making sure that you still remember all of the like character dynamics from the first book if you want to get the most out of this. But it's not necessary, so if you're not interested in that at all, you can read this as a standalone as well. There will just be some character dynamics from like minor side characters that you probably don't quite get. But yeah, really liked it. Would highly recommend if you haven't checked it out already. Even though it is a YA book, I think that the story holds so much that you can also profit from when you're an adult. I'm so glad I got to this one because it was one of my most anticipated books of the year. And now I started a new audiobook. I won't talk about it much here probably because we don't have that much time of November left, but I just wanted to mention it. If you have seen my like Christmas book audit for this year, you already know which Christmas book I chose to start off with. It is called Let Your Hearts Be Light by Quin. And this is a male romance. And we do have two main characters who are already older. They're in their 40s and they have teenage kids, and through the school they sign up for this buddy program to spend the holidays together, like do fun activities during the holiday month. And this is like a Grumpy Sunshine romance, so I chose this book because of the little sample on Audible, the listening sample, and in that one we get the sunshine perspective first, and I just really loved the tone of it and I thought it sounded really fun. Now I have listened to a little bit more, I think not quite an hour yet, and I also got the Grumpy perspective now, and this one is a little bit more challenging to listen to, so we'll see how I like it in the end. And then also I looked the book up a little bit more after choosing it, and this seems to be quite explicit as well, which I have to admit I've never read an explicit male romance, so I'm very intrigued to see how I like that, especially since I listen to audiobooks a lot when I'm in public as well. So yeah, I'm not a romance reader, so that's why I don't have a lot of experience with these kinds of things, but I'm still intrigued to see whether this is for me. So far, I am enjoying my time. It's kind of funny, it's a cute little setup, and I will keep you updated on it, probably more in the December vlog though. So that's it. That's how life has been going, unfortunately. But we'll just see. We have a couple of weeks left of this year, and I will just try to make the most out of it. it is time to end this vlog. It's actually a couple of days into December now because it was very hectic, but I still have some quick reading updates to finish this off. So at the end of November, I was pretty much halfway through my audiobook, Let Your Hearts Be Light, and I had just started getting into the smutty bits, which I must confess I've never read a smutty book before. So this was definitely an interesting experience, and I just went with it, you know. I just decided to just go for it and see how I like it. And I think that, yeah, it was an interesting experience, let's just say that. So if you want to hear my final thoughts on the book, then please come back for my December vlogs. But it's definitely, you know, if you like smutty books, this is one you can check out. And then I was still 100 pages into Quiet Girl in a Noisy World, which is a graphic novel, and it's interesting, it's cute, but I failed to connect on a deeper level with it, so I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. Probably gonna end up being like a 3-star read, but again, this will be talked about in my December vlog when I finished it. And then lastly, we have the Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl, where I am about a quarter of the way into it. But this series I just wanted to love, and I find myself not really being very intrigued by it. So whenever I read it, it is fine, but I just never have the urge to pick it up. And so when my life gets a bit stressful, as it is right now, I just don't read it. And that's like really sad. I wish I could just finish it off, but oh well. I do have other reading plans for now for December, so we'll see when I actually get to finish this series. But I hope it will be this year, because otherwise I will be so disappointed with myself, to be honest. So that is my reading in November. I hope you had fun watching this vlog. Let me know how your reading month was going, and I will talk to you very soon with my December videos. Bye!